Welcome, 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 welcome. 1 p.m. JLC TV, joining you live from our HQ here in Bristol. And if you don't know already, we're an IT distribution company. Distributing what? Well, we distribute IT hardware. We are IT hardware solution experts. This is where we find solutions for our customers, our resellers based here in the UK. This is where we facilitate their needs. We've got a team of salespeople upstairs and logistics all down here. We've got warehouse out there, and I'm just in the front bit as well. So today we're going to be going into the sales process and how we get around tackling some no's, some yeses, and kind of how we do that here at JLC. My name's Jack Walsh. I'm head of new business here, and I've been here for coming up to 12 years. 12 years in January. And of course, if you've got any questions, please do fire them down below. I love to answer your questions. If you've got any, please do. But until then, let's just dive into it. So, I guess because I remember when we were doing this right before, so we've kind of like learning as we go. Obviously, we've had some people that have joined the team. Our team is quite big now. We've got a team of 45 to 50 across in the UK and in Europe. So we've got guys that have come in and have taught us. And they've had some from areas of expertise as well. So, but we've kind of had to learn the process as we go. A lot of the distributors and a lot of the guys that they were up against, their predominant background's been heavily retail focused, whereas ours has been solely B2B from the beginning, and we've been specialising in JLC products only until very recently. Until very recently, we've been bringing on brands, where before that we were only relying exclusively on the JLC name. So when you're working with a brand that is fairly unknown in the market, certainly in the B2B realm, it's very tough to get the customer to go over to yours. So one of the things that we do that, and one of the ways that we've learned to oppose that unfamiliar brand recognition that the likes of Logitech and Dell and all these other ones they get, is that our margins are a lot more attractive to the resellers. So we offer I like to say that we offer a true cost in what the product actually costs. So what I mean by that is, so when you look at a product like Logitech or a product like Tech21, Otterbox, you'll see a heavily inflated cost because their main market is retail, me and you, the B2C, business to customer. That is where the lion's share of their revenue comes from. So our products are straight B2B. So we deal directly with manufacturing. So it comes off the manufacturing line and comes directly to us. And then we sell it to the reseller sells it onto the end user. So there's no other area it needs to take. So when you buy something like Otterbox, you're seeing a heavily inflated price because that price, they need to pay for their marketing, they need to pay for their distribution, they need to pay for everything because their retail element is the sole provider of their business. So when it gets to B2B, there's not that much discount in there because it's not their sole market. Their sole market is retail, me and you. That's where they do all of the business, which is fair enough. I'd be probably doing the same thing if we had the same presence that the likes of Otterbox had in the B2C space. So one of the ways that we do that, obviously we're a lot more lucrative and we're a lot more cost effective to the customer. Our resellers can make a lot more margin from our product, whereas the likes of Otterbox and things like that, they'll be heavily reliant on, or they won't be able to put too much on it because their Otterbox and things like that, they're all on retail customers as well. So you can see their pricing listed online, whereas with JLC you cannot. That is a positive and a negative, as I said. It can come against us when the end user has an Otterbox or has one of our cases, and if it's down to who do they know versus who do they don't know, they're going to go with who they don't know 9 times out of 10. But when it comes to pricing and things like that, these are key factors, and this is one of the reasons why we've been so popular in public sector. When the government's money is so heavily regulated and things like tenders exist, 100% pricing on the scoring on tenders, these are one of the things where JLC really comes in, and this is where it's one of our strong USPs. So this is one of the key areas that we focus on when bringing in a new client, when bringing in on a new customer. We focus on the customer base, we focus on the win rate, we focus on the margin that our resellers can make, and also the money that the customer can save as well, the end user. Because remember, we only deal with resellers then sell it on. So I've just also broken my mug just recently. If you're wondering why I'm holding a mug with no thing, it's not because it's cool and edgy, it's because I just broke it. So we'll maybe get some glue on that. Do we have any questions at this point? If not, it's okay.
Kelly says, "Hi, Jack."
Hi, Kelly.
And then she says, "How do you find the perfect customer?"
How do you find the perfect customer? Okay. So perfect customer takes a lot of what we call prospecting. Prospecting is the art form of any decent salesperson will tell you. It's trying to find your new customers. So our perfect customer are IT resellers. So IT resellers, there's about 17,500 in the UK. They can be anywhere from carrier companies, so like big mobile telecommunications companies, to big IT resellers. We need to focus on customers that deal with hardware. So when I say what I mean by that is guys that are selling, resellers that are selling large device rollouts, laptops, smartphones, things like that. And then what we can do is we can attach our JLC products to those units that are selling out, greatly increasing their margins, also their value to their customers. What I mean by that is their customers will be going to this reseller for the devices, for the laptops and things like that. They might go elsewhere for the peripherals, the likes of Amazon. Amazon is just a real thorn in our side. It is. I tell you what, if Amazon had its way, none of us would have a job. And they're coming for us all. You know, Amazon, they are an absolute giant. And if we had £1 for every time a customer sent us over an Amazon link saying, can you get 100 of these or 1,000 of these, customer bought one, likes them, and now they want 1,000. That's just not going to happen. So it's not going to happen because you can't go on and buy that kind of quantity on Amazon. And if you can, good luck getting the VAT receipt back. And also good luck, if there's any issues, God forbid, getting a return, because it's going to be a nightmare. So there's a few things there. It's just you're not going to be able to do it. So that's why they come to us. So yeah, you've got the likes of Amazon that are going to be going to your customer as well. So it basically keeps the conversation with your customer, so the reseller with the customer. So we're able to offer a wider range of solutions than just the laptops being sold. It's a common, I think, not mistake, but it's easy and it's human nature to go after the big things, the things that pay the bills. But if you look at the fine print, if you look at the numbers, you'll find that you'll make a lot more margin from our JLC accessories than you would do the actual hardware. Even though the hardware, the laptops, are where the money is, the top shilling, the real, like the juicy numbers, the millions, let's say you're doing 1,000 laptops, 4,000 laptops, goes into the millions. It looks good on paper, but in terms of margin, it can vary depending on if you've got good deal reg from your vendor, your chosen vendor, of course. The margins can be tight, and God forbid, you're selling into a public sector as well, because guess what? They've got to go out to 3 other resellers as well. So it's a race to the bottom. And it's all about how much value can you add. And what JLC do, and this is kind of one of our other USPs that we learn as well. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Wow, look at that, celebrations. I didn't get any. What have we got there? Maybe we can open them in here.
You can share them if you want.
Oh, wow, thank you. That's nice. Thanks, Tez. Look at that. Unscripted, unprompted, live. So, what was I saying? Right, so one of the value adds that we use here at JLC is because, anyone, not being rude or anything like that, anyone can sell a phone case, right? So it's all about the solution that we provide, which differentiates us from the competitor being other distributors, Amazon as well. So a customer comes to us, they say, right, we're selling 1,000 Google I don't know what Google is, Google Pixels, right? Yeah, 1,000 of those. So can you do a case? Okay, fine. We'll do a case, no worries. And then we'll offer a tempered glass. Maybe then we'll offer a solution. Maybe we'll find out more about the customer. So where are they going into? Are they being used in a warehouse? Are they being used in a police constabulary? What is it, public sector? Or is it NHS? And so we can then begin to understand what the customer wants. We'll tailor a package wraparound. And then when that customer, if it's public sector, they'll go out to 3 people, maybe sometimes more, maybe 5, 10 resellers. So when they take those solutions that we've worked hard on helping our partner, our reseller, provide, when they take those units out to tender, it will be hard for any other competitor to match our offering because it's been so tailored. And this is our USP. So to answer Kelly's question, I know I've gone on a bit of a rabbit hole there, but to answer Kelly's question, we have to understand the customer, we have to find who our right customers are, and they are resellers, and that's one of our unique selling points as well. And part of it is, once we've identified a good customer, you then have to find out who you need to speak with. So now, in order to find out who you speak with, obviously we use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a powerful tool. You've got things like Sales Navigator, and if that's the first time you heard about Sales Navigator, I recommend you have a look at that, because it's a powerful tool and it's very good. It can be, don't let the price put you off Sales Navigator. It can be eye-watering, but just put it like this: if you get one deal, it pays for it. So just forget about it and just have a look. Sales Navigator is the one, and it's LinkedIn is a very powerful tool indeed. So we find out who we need to speak with. We put the pitch forward. It's a demo. Almost had it in there. Almost Barry Richardson trying to make his way in. So it's a demo. So once we've had the prospect and stuff, we have a chat with them, then we book a demo, we book a call. But at this point, there's no selling that's being done. We listen to the customer, we listen to the reseller, or whoever it is we've got on the other line. It could be a telecommunications company or something like that. But we'll listen to their problems. We'll listen to their issues. And we'll only listen. We won't sell in this call, because then we're going to come back with a tailored package on how we can add value. And this is where we sell. This is where we get them to sign the dotted line and say, right, here's what we can do, and here's what we can. Here's the problems that we can solve. And I feel like it's so easily done. Once you've got a call with a customer, you go straight in and you say, this is what we do, this is what we sell, this is what you need. It's all about listening to the customer, finding out what their issues are, and let them talk to you. And more often than not, we're human. We're creatures of habit, right? As human beings, we like to talk. I like to talk. I'm doing this show every day at 1 p.m. I love to talk. So if somebody asks me questions about my business, I'm gonna talk, because I enjoy what I do and I'm good at what I do. So I talk and I'll understand, and sometimes there's always things to be learned. So we listen to the customer, and at that point we listen, we make notes, and then we come back with a calculated, tailored package on how we can solve the issues that you spoke about. So part of that is then, of course, closing. We can then go to look to close. But that's not it. So once we've closed, right, and we've done the deal, and we've maybe done a bit of work, we then follow up. Follow up is so important, and it's something that I see in the industry that's missed all the time. Just basic following up. Did your goods arrive on time? Is everyone aligned? For example, the warehouse, their warehouse, the customer's warehouse, did they all receive goods on time? Was it packed properly? Did we have the right certifications? Did we have the right paperwork? All this kind of thing. It's just all part of the service, and it's what will set you apart, certainly on the first order. And then, of course, we go to referrals. I think referrals are just the best, because if any salesperson will tell you, a good referral is worth its weight in gold, because you think about a referral, it's business that you've got off the back of business. So if you're going to be spending time doing the proposal, the demo, the closing, all these areas you've spent so much time doing, you waste it all when you don't ask for a referral. Because if you've done all of these things right, then a referral should just be natural. It should come really naturally to the customer. You say, do you have any, for example, our industry, we deal with account managers, we deal with key account managers, workplace solution specialists. They've got loads of names. It's all salespeople, right? And we ask them, and of course they've got colleagues like me and you. They'll have colleagues that they speak to, they go to. More often than not, we'll shout up upstairs, for example, across the table or the desk, whatever. Who knows where to go for this, right? And if you've done a good job and you've followed all these processes, somebody should say JLC or whoever, because they did a good job and they referred. But you get ahead of it by asking for a referral. So you ask for, do you have any colleagues or anything like that, or any businesses that you know that could do with our services, if you're happy with the service that you provided. And that is just the basic process and what we do and how we do it here at JLC.
There's one question.
Fire.
Kelly says, have you ever had a bad experience with customers buying from you?
I think yes, of course, yeah. Yeah, we've had some bad experiences, but we haven't got to the size of where we are without going through some choppy times. And I feel like you've got to go through the choppy times, really, and you've got to go through the bad times to get to the good times. It's all part of the growth. Yes, I have had some bad times. There's been times where I've had to make some difficult calls. I've got to update customers. Perhaps their stock's not going to arrive on time, or it's been held in customs. Things that are out of our control, maybe things that are within our control that I could have learned. Certainly when you're working on the size of the deals that we work with here at JLC, some of the deals, yeah, you learn along the way, you know, and unfortunately some of it doesn't always go the way that you want it to. But from my experience, never run away from the issues. You've got to run towards them. You make it so much worse when you run away, and you see it a lot as well. You see customers avoiding the dodgy call. You know, we got suppliers as well that don't give us bad news. And when you don't give the bad news when you first know it, when you first hear about bad news, you let it fester, you let it evolve, and if your customer has got to chase you for the bad news, it's going to be a hell of a lot worse. More often than not, salespeople, if you've got to put someone down, it's 2 in the heart, 1 in the head, right? So that's the way it's good. And with a salesperson, you've got to think the same. We just want the facts. We just want to keep our customers happy, and we just want to tell them because it's going to happen to them as well. So they're going to get a call from their customer to find out where their stock is. So in my experience, run towards the bad, never away. And I feel like it might surprise you. It might not always be as bad as you think. Pick up that phone, tell your customer the bad news, be straight, be honest, be direct, and you'll be surprised. You'll catch them off guard, maybe not so much off guard, but you're not trying to play games here, but we're just trying to be honest and open. And more often than not, they might surprise you. And of course, if they don't, just take it, understand, learn, move on. That's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, that is easier said than done. And I'm speaking of a guy with almost 12 years experience in this industry and a lot more to go and a lot more to learn. I don't claim to know everything here, but I'm definitely learning as I go. But that's a good question, Kelly. Thank you. We don't always rely on Kelly. We can always rely on you. But guys, I think, if you've got any more?
And there's one other question from Kelly.
Hit me up, Kelly.
She says, do these bad experiences make you reflect and find something positive about the situation?
It took a long time for me to understand that. Sometimes, I take work home with me a lot, and it can upset. It can it's just not nice. But over time, you do learn on it, and you get more resilient to it. It doesn't affect you as much. It does affect you in a way that you make sure it doesn't happen again. And I guess you just make sure you future-proof, because the definition of insanity is to do things over and over again and not change how you did them and expect different results. So how can we expect different results when we're not changing our patterns, our behaviour, our implements, our just little light touches which could have avoided the whole awkward situation in the first place. So I just think that's the way we're learning with it as well, and it's taken a long time for me to learn that. A lot as people learn it a lot quicker than I, and I probably resist change more than any. And it's taken a long time for me to get to where I am now. And all of us upstairs as well, we're all singing off the same hymn sheet. And anyone upstairs, anyone hopefully in sales will tell you the same. But of course, if you've got any questions, please do fire them in. If not now, maybe later on, and I'll answer them in the next video. But if we haven't any more questions,
no, that's all the questions today.
How many minutes has this been?
18.
That's been pretty organic, to be honest. That's nice. Okay, well, until I'm not going to be in tomorrow, I'm with some customers. We're flying to Edinburgh tomorrow, so I'm not going to be here. So it will probably be Luke or James, or both of them.
Yeah, and they'll probably do it
Oh, they'll do it. And tomorrow is Star of the Week.
Yeah, Star of the Week tomorrow.
Is it just Star of the Week, or do we have anything else?
Just Star of the Week tomorrow, because they'll be reading out the nominations.
Star of the Week, well, you know what that is. We're going to hear some of what our colleagues are saying about each other. So it could be good. Well, it's always good, isn't it? It's always positive. So yeah, be sure to check in with one of the guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Same time, and it will be live. Until then, see you.